Man's spiritual awakening activates long term relationships. I'm not going to teach you any woo woo spiritual rituals to manifest a wife over here. No candles here, no affirmations in front of a mirror, no fluffy nonsense. I'm going to speak logically, directly, and clearly. And if you're not awakened to the laws of the universe, the unseen laws of the universe, you will not be capable of maintaining long-term relationship. And eventually your relationships will fail no matter how much money you make, how good you look, or how much game you have. And here are the 3 points. First, let's clarify what spiritual actually means. Spiritual does not mean holy or good or moral or religious. Spiritual knowledge simply means knowledge of the unseen. Write that down. And here's the fact. As human beings, we can only see 0.0035% of reality because our eyes perceive only a tiny fraction of electromagnetic spectrum. This means that over 99% of reality is invisible to you. And just because you cannot see something does not mean that it does not exist or it does not influence your life. For example, when someone enters into a room, suddenly the atmosphere changes. You can feel the atmosphere. That means that it does not mean that it doesn't exist. You can obviously feel that the atmosphere has changed. The reason most men do not understand what truly triggers a woman's genuine burning desire is because they completely ignore the unseen forces that operate beneath the surface. They only focus on what they can see, and this is why they lose. Second point is to understand how reality is structured. Reality operates on 3 levels or 3 realms. Shout out to Neural Knowledge: mental, spiritual, and physical. The mental and physical levels are the realms of cause, and the physical level is the realm of effect. And we all know the law of cause and the effect. There is no effect without a cause, and there's no cause without an effect. What most men don't realize is that what causes a long term relationship success do not exist in the physical world. I will say this once again. What causes relationship success do not exist in the physical world. It only exists in the mental and spiritual realms. Just because you cannot see the mental or spiritual level with your eyes does not mean that it's not real. In fact, this is more real than the physical world, and this is where most men fail. They believe that long term relationships are maintained by the physical results. They think that money can maintain relationships. They think that the status maintains relationships. They think that looks and learning how to pick up women, learning game maintains relationships. But sorry to break it to you. These are results, not causes. Look, money, status, and game, these are only effects. Effects. They're not the causation of the long term relationship success. And the only thing that maintains and sustains a long term relationship for man is what happens at the mental level. By the way, if you're a CEO, entrepreneur, or high performing man who is struggling to find a long term wife material, apply to work with me one on one. Link in the description. Third, let's get precise, and this is where it gets technical, so you have to listen very, very carefully. A lot of red pill content talks about 4 pillars, which are look, money, status, and game. And this is correct, but this is incomplete. And here's the 5th pillar, and it is the most important one, which is frame. And the frame exists at the mental level. Frame is the man's internal world, the reality where woman enters. And this is where masculinity actually lives. And to able to understand this, we need to understand the masculinity itself. In the book Kybalion, the book of Hermetic principles, there is a principle of polarity, which means that everything has two poles, for example, hot and cold, and high and low, and masculine and feminine. Masculine and feminine. And there is also a principle of gender which states that creation requires two opposite forces to combine. And in other words, you need two opposite sides to create anything in this world. So here's an example. On the physical level, man plus woman creates a child. On a mental level, masculine plus feminine creates mental child. Creates mental child. And this is the key insight that most men miss. Masculinity and femininity combined at the mental level creates mental child. And this mental child is called long-term relationship. And this is why opposites attract. The universe is designed to create, and creations requires polarity. And without polarity, nothing, I say nothing, is born. And this is why you as men must fully accept your masculine nature if you want to attract feminine woman who genuinely desires you. Masculinity at the mental level looks like this: a strong mind, emotional stability, direction, a will to conquer and build. And this is the masculine polarity. And when man accepts his masculine path, masculine polarity, his focus naturally shifts towards mission and purpose, and he becomes mentally strong. He becomes emotionally stable and regulated. He becomes grounded. And this acceptance automatically activates a masculine frame. So I invite you to say this sentence calmly and clearly and with a strong declaration. Say this sentence: I'm a man and I accept the masculine path. Your acceptance of masculinity is not just the thing that you accept just because another red pillars said it. It's not something that you need to take it lightly. It is the law of the universe and the only way to create long-term relationship. This is so important to understand. And it is the only starting point for a woman to enter into your frame and cultivate her genuine burning desire towards you. And without this acceptance, no technique, no money, no strategy will save your long-term relationship. So accept this masculine path. Thank you.